Hi guys, we're going to make little hanging bats out of ping pong balls. So I purchased a bag of eyeball ping pong balls at the dollar store, and I drilled 2 little holes in the top. You could also use a nail to do this, and this little dot up here is actually just a dot drawn on the eyeball, and that is going to be for hanging it. And this is going to get covered, so you don't need to worry about this. And I'm also going to use this at the top of the bat so it shows even less that way too. And I have drawn on a cereal box a bat wings, and this is going to be my stencil for cutting all the bat wings out. And it is 5 inches across, and then for every inch, maybe I can bring it up closer here, for every inch I drew a line 5 inches, and then I marked off each inch. And then I drew a line in the middle of the 3rd inch. I drew a line all the way up. I didn't really have such a measurement. I did about 2 inches long. And this is just to give me a perimeter of drawing my bat wings in, and the middle of my bat wings. So for the middle of the bat, I just took a lid from a jar and I just drew the line in the middle, the swoop line. From this part to this top of the wing is 1/4 inch up. So I left it about that wide. I didn't want it too wide because it's going to go onto the ping pong ball, and you don't want it wider than the ball. And then for the rest of it, I just eyeballed it. I just kind of eyeballed my drawing. If it helps, Google up some bat wings, like search up bat wings to get different versions and drawings of bat wings, and it'll help you to draw them. I have exact measurements that I have, but 5 inches across seemed to be a good length to go on the ping pong ball. And then next I cut out my stencil. So now that I have my stencil cut out, I'm going to trace this onto a sheet of black foam paper. And I got mine at Walmart. I haven't seen any black foam paper at the dollar store, but maybe yours carries them. I just used a white pencil to trace it onto the black foam, so I'm going to go ahead and cut that out now. So here's the wings that I cut out of foam, and I ended up trimming it up and changing the shape a little bit. It doesn't have to be precise as the one I showed you, but yeah, I didn't quite exactly like the way it looked, so I trimmed it up a little bit. What I'm going to do is I'm going to trace this onto the cardboard again and cut that out so I have the stencil size that I want. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to draw all the bat wings on the foam and cut it out. And there's my new stencil that I cut out. Now that I got them all cut out, I am going to work on the eyeballs, and I stuck the ping pong ball on a wooden skewer in one of the holes that I drilled just to hold it up while I paint it. I'm going to be using Apple Barrel's indoor-outdoor gloss black paint. It's acrylic. Quick drying. So I've gone over it with the paint, and I think I'm going to let this dry, and then I'm going to go over it with one more coat just to make sure it's nice and solid. And I'll probably let it dry for 30 minutes. So next I hot glued on 2 googly eyes that I got from the dollar store. You can get a whole package of them with I think 3 different sizes are in the package for $1.25. And I just put a very tiny dab of hot glue here and here and put the eyeballs on, and just make sure when you put the eyes on that you keep track of where the 2 holes are. Oops, then I'm going to throw it. The 2 holes are on the top, so when you hang it up, you have the eyes in the right location. Next, take your bat wings and adjust them to the spot you want them on your bat. Again, making sure that you keep the top holes in line at the top of the ping pong ball. You don't have it turned sideways. And then you're going to turn it over and put some hot glue right there where your wings go. And again, I'm just going to put a little bit of a line where I'm putting the wings, not very much. I'm going to pull it down just a little bit, adjust it before it dries. And I'm going to let it dry. So while that's drying, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut out some bat wings. So if you want to put some bat wings on, make sure you save all your little scraps when you're cutting out the wings, because they can come in handy for other crafts, or for like this. I'm going to use a piece that I cut for the ears, and I'm going to just kind of cut it and shape it, and I might redo it, adjust the size a little bit. So I used the one ear that I liked the shape of, and I used it to trace on the other side of the foam, so I had the same size ear, and I'm going to go ahead and cut that out. So I've cut out my ears. So attaching the ears, it's not going to attach very well to the top of the head and be stable, and then you're going to have to try to avoid the two holes on top to hang it. So I'm going to attach the ears to a piece on the back of the wing here. It'll have something to attach to. I'm not showing you very well, sorry about that. It'll have something attached to back here on the wing. See if you can see that, I don't know. And by doing this, it'll still show, and you're gonna need to make sure you cut the ear big enough that you know, if you cut it too small, it's gonna just be hidden under the wing. To make this easier, I got everything all set up. I cut all the wings out, all the bat's ears out. I painted all my ping pong balls, put the holes in them, and I stuck them in the skewers. And then I stuck the balls, after I painted them, in a cup on the skewer to dry. So my original plan was to put 2 holes in the top of my ping pong balls and thread the string through, and I did put the holes in all my ping pong balls. I got the string through one of them, and the rest of them, it just was a big pain. It would not go in. In fact, it started kind of ripping it. So I have changed it. I made a loop on my beading string and put that through one of the holes so it wouldn't come back out as easy. And then I hot glued, I put a dab of hot glue and just hot glued it in, and it's holding really nicely. I think that doing it this way, you just need one hole straight in the middle. It'll work even better that way. And I'm going to go back through, and I'm going to fix all my bats and glue them in like this. And I'm going to take some black paint probably and just kind of dab it over the top just to cover up the hot glue so it blends in. And I think that I probably put a little bit too much on this one. It has kind of a bump, but just a tiny little bit I think will hold your string in. So there's the little hanging bats. I hope you guys like this video. Please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and thank you guys for watching.